You know, every story you've ever told, every single memory you've ever shared with someone, it all hinges on one single fundamental piece of the English language. So today, we're going to unlock that key, this simple past tense. It's how we make the past come alive.
I mean, really think about that for a second. That story you told your friend about what you did last weekend, or that funny memory from when you were a kid, how did you actually tell it? What's the tool that makes that sharing even possible? Well, you did it with the simple past. It's really that simple. It is the engine that drives pretty much every anecdote, every history lesson, every single story we tell each other.
And that's exactly why we call it the storytelling tense. See, it's not just some boring grammar rule you have to memorize. No way. It is the very framework we use to pull the past into the present, just by using our words.
So, what is it exactly? Well, at its core, the simple past is for any action that has a definite beginning and a definite end, and both of those points are in the past. It's finished, it's done, over, locked away in time. Okay, so now that we've got the what out of the way, let's get practical. When do you actually reach for this tool in your toolbox? Because knowing the specific situations is absolutely key to using it right. And this thing is incredibly versatile. It covers basically any story you could ever want to tell. So, for example, a simple completed action. I visited Paris. It's done. Or what about a habit you used to have? She played tennis every weekend. You can also use it to talk about how things were in the past, like a state or a feeling. They were happy in New York. And of course, the heart and soul of storytelling, a sequence of events. He woke up, had coffee, and left. See? A mini story. And here's a little cheat sheet for you. These words and phrases, think of them like flashy neon signs that are yelling, use the simple past. When you see yesterday or in 2010, you know for sure that the action is over and done with. It points you right to this tense. All right, so we've covered when to use it. Now let's talk about the how. Let's get into the mechanics of building these sentences. And I promise, for the most part, it's actually super straightforward. So in English, when it comes to the past tense, verbs basically fall into two camps. First, you've got your regular verbs. These guys are easy. They play by the rules. You just add ed at the end. Walk becomes walked. Simple. But then you've got the irregular verbs. These are the rebels. They do their own thing and completely change their form. Like go suddenly becomes went. There's no real rule for these. You just kind of have to memorize them. And then there's the most famous, most common irregular verb of them all, to be. This one is a super special case, but it's pretty easy. It only has two forms in the past. You use was for a single person or thing, like I, he, she, or it, and you use were for you and for groups like we and they. This one's a must-know. It's everywhere. All right, now for the part that sometimes trips people up. But here's the thing. It has a secret weapon that actually makes it unbelievably simple once you see the trick. Let's dig into making negative sentences and asking questions. Okay, I really want you to pay close attention to this next part. If you remember only one thing from this entire explainer, make it this. This right here is the golden rule. Here it is, the magic formula. It's just two simple steps. First, you bring in a little helper verb, did, for your questions, or did not, which we usually shorten to didn't, for negatives. Now, here comes the magic part that so many people forget. Because did is now doing all the heavy lifting, it's showing that we're in the past, the main verb gets to just relax. It goes right back to its original, normal base form. And this shows you exactly where that common mistake happens all the time. You hear people say, I didn't went. But that's wrong. Did already did the job of making it past tense, so the verb just goes back to normal. I didn't go. Same thing for questions. It's not, did you saw the movie? It's, did you see the movie? Once you get this little two-step dance down, you've honestly mastered the hardest part of the simple past. So, you've got the rules, you've seen the patterns, you know the common mistakes to avoid. The only thing left to do now is, well, to actually do it, right? Knowledge only becomes a real skill when you practice. And here are two incredibly simple but super effective ways to start. Tonight, before you go to sleep, just grab a notebook and write down 5 simple sentences about what you did today. I woke up, I ate cereal, I went to work. Done. Also, and this is a great one, go find some children's stories. Seriously, they are absolute gold mines for the simple past tense used clearly and correctly. It's a fantastic way to see it all in action. You now have the key to unlocking every story, every memory from your past. This isn't just about grammar anymore. It's about finding and using your voice. So I'll just leave you with this one question. What story will you tell first?